This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview. Phil Thomas, the CEO of AIS Resources, joins us today for a special feature on the company's Fosterville Toolleen gold project in the Lachlan Fold Belt of Eastern Australia. So, hello Phil, how are you today?
I'm wonderful. Mark, how are you?
Very good, thank you Phil. Thank you very much for joining us here. So, yes, we're doing a little special deep dive or project spotlight into Fosterville Toolleen, and you have a presentation that you would like to take us through and explain some of the things that are going on and the resource and this historical workings around the area. But I wonder if maybe you can just start us off by introducing the project in a high-level overview.
By all means. So we have three projects running. This is called Fosterville Toolleen, which is 10 kilometres away from the large Kirkland Lake Fosterville mine. And we have Yalgogrin, which is in New South Wales, and we just started drilling at the Asia Wirelong mine, which is about 10 kilometres from where we've been working. We have about 58 square kilometres there, and we're going to be drilling right under the Asia Wirelong mine, which apparently pulled out something like 11 or 12,000 ounces of gold before they hit the water table.
Okay.
So that's pretty exciting. And in addition, as you may be aware, we've done 8 diamond drill holes so far, and we're basically splitting that core and sampling it and submitting it for both fire assay and for XR or for ICP analysis. So we can see what the pathfinders look like, for example, lead and tin and some other arsenic and some other items. So that's in progress at the moment. And once we interpret those results with respect to the log structures and the soil results, which we've been doing a lot of work on, that'll confirm the structures and that'll allow us our follow-up program for drilling. So that's pretty important analysis work we're doing at the moment. If we look at Kingston, we've only done a little bit of work there, mostly reconnaissance work. And we're planning a soil sampling program. So the team will be moving from Yalgogrin down to Kingston, which is in Victoria, near the town of Navarre. And once again, we have 15 or 20 mines and shafts to explore around. And I suspect the next project there after the soil sampling will be the geophysics, and then we'll get the drill out and start going under some of these old shafts to try and intercept the reefs. Toolleen, we're in lambing season, so we've got a month off, and the rain's been horrific, so we're getting a sigh of relief, so to speak, and we're in the middle of winter as well, so it's pretty cold out there. So what we've been doing is putting all the RC cores in for multi-element analysis using ICP again from the Ordovician rocks, and see what pathfinders we can find. We hit a little bit of gold in some of the areas, and as you can see here, where my mouse is, those pink areas there are 5 to 10, are greater than 10 ppm, ppb. I'm sorry to say ppb, and then it comes off. So this little area here, these blue lines here through here are the interpreted faults. So you can see these square intersections of the faults, probably covered by the littering a bit, but that's a ideal drilling zone. But what we're going to be doing is basically using the pathfinder interpretation with this arsenic and gold information to explore. Also, there's a road going right through here, and on the other side of the road, there's quite a significant area for us to explore as well. As we go down here to the south, that's where the township is. And we've got a lot of those black V's houses, so there's not much fruitful area there. Under Victorian law, you've got to be about 100 metres from a water source, and there are 3 types of water source. But what was interesting was that there was an old mine just here, and as you look at the contours, we thought that the area was coming from, the gold was being deposited from the south, but in actual fact, it's going this way. So we're pretty excited that we're targeting the upstream historic workings in this area here and this area here. So we've got a fair bit of work to do, and we've got access to all this land in here, and then we've got the road, which is the main highway coming along here. If we have a look at the next slide, you'll see here that we've got a whole bunch of area over here, which is the Crown land, and we haven't done any work on that area yet, but that's our next target if we find that we're not doing particularly well in here. So there's some permits and staffs, but there's actually a couple of shafts there, and in fact there's another couple of shafts just over here at the back of that tenement line. So we've got plenty of targets to look at, and work is progressing, but these pathfinders are really going to help us integrate with the structural geology, the RC drilling, and so forth. And you can see there's a little bit of a high spot through here, and we think we're fairly close to finding out why that's giving us highs in the soils and the RC drilling. And we suspect that over here there may be some significant reefs in the Ordovician rocks. And by the way, just another point, the Permian that had the gold that was found just over here is getting thinner and thinner and thinner as we go over to the east. So we're looking forward to getting into the Ordovician rocks, which Kirkland Lake in their Swan and Eagle mines have been exploiting significantly. So that's just an overview, Mark. And over here's some more target work in the gravity work. So this is the gravity in the volcanics here. Here's the town of Toolleen. A couple of unnamed shafts up here, but we can see this contact here. This is the exciting area that we've circled here and here to get these big contrasts and contrast in the gravity. And we did a ground gravity rather than using aerial gravity, which gave us much better resolution.
So is that what we're seeing there? Like the red colour? That's the sort of anomaly, is it? We're looking at.
Yeah. Well, if we go over to the right, the bright red over here is the volcanics. So and we're looking at contrast of gravity response. And then once we get into the meta sediments, they come up in the yellow. And we're looking for the contrast between the meta sediments here and the volcanics on the edge here.
Okay. And
there's a large was a large mine just in here, but we've also got large mines on the edge going up here as well. So we know what to look for in the sense of what the gravity, and you can see here all the little blue lines here, which is all the faulting going on, and these east-west faults are the ones that carry the gold, and you can see there the gold's being carried and the fault goes right underneath it.
Okay, yeah, so the blue lines are the faults then, okay. And the circles then, are they're historical results, are they?
No, they're the results we did over the past 3 months. Okay. They're all our drill holes, and they're assays of gold at over the 10 ppb over here, and then to the green is less than 5 ppb. So, but it's a bit misleading because over here there were 30 grams of nuggets found on the soil, but those nuggets have been carried from 25 kilometres away when the glacier went across.
Right, okay, I see. Well, the best place to find a new gold mine is where existing gold mines are, aren't they?
I think so.
So the fact that you've got some big mines in your area is very promising. I know before you alluded to the fact it might be similar to Fosterville, in fact.
Yeah, look, the rocks are the same, the structures are the same, the spurs and the T intersections, that's a classic there, are the same. And we've got a high right beside it. So we know that these fluids coming up from the crust through the area of basically come along with a whole bunch of quartz and out they've come into the Ordovician. and just the paleo channel gold tells you that it's around there somewhere. Obviously, as a surface expression, but we're looking for the big shoots and the 2 to 5 meter wide quartz veins that are full of quartz, full of gold, I should say. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You mentioned as well you had to be close to water source as part of the law. Why is that?
No, you can't get close because of pollution of the river.
Oh, you're not allowed to get close.
This is
right.
what I call, yeah. So this red area here, while it's marked as culturally heritage sensitive, it's really a water course. You can see the area follows the water course on the way through.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So these are currently being assayed, you say?
Yeah, we've done all the assays for gold and arsenic, and now we're doing it for the Pathfinder elements, such as lead and some of the other ones. Arsenic is traditionally used, but by having a look at zinc and lead and tin, because the Fosterville gold resource to the north of us did have a lot of stibnite tin stibnite mineralisation. So that's what we're looking for, to see if there are any. It's at very, very low levels, but it's a great pathfinder to find where these spurs come out and are loaded with gold.
Okay, so yeah, pathfinders are effectively they help. They show you a path, do they, to where the gold could be?
Correct. Yeah, that's right. So you may not get a concentration of gold, but you get a significant concentration of say lead and zinc, and all of a sudden you know that there's been some chemical differentiation going on, and around the corner is where the quartz is that's holding the gold, and that's a pretty standard Bendigo style of mineralisation. We're not breaking new ground here. We're basically following the tried and proven tracks of others that have done a lot of experimentation.
Okay. I know the other metals there are not as exciting, but is there opportunity to commercialise the Pathfinder elements as well?
No, not really, because they're at very, very low concentrations. In fact, it's half the effort is to find where they're concentrating, because they're at such low levels. So if you've got a background value of 2 and you get 4, does it say anything? Probably not. If you get a background value of 2 and you found a 16 or a 40, you're on a winner. So it's fairly sensitive geochemistry.
Okay. And how far are you down the assay path then? When you're hoping to get some results?
Well, we've got quite a bit in at the moment. I think it's 1,182 samples being assayed at the moment. So there's a fair bit of work going on, and the lab that we're using also does the work for Fosterville and for Catalyst and for a couple of others. So we're not always on top of the queue. So we have to wait our place in the queue to get our work processed, and so we did all the gold arsenic assays first to be able to produce these maps, and now we're going back and doing the ICP on those 1,000-odd samples as well.
Okay. And what would be the next stage after you get the results then? Would it be to plan a drill campaign or?
Yeah, we'll basically do the geochemistry over in this area here. So we'll sample all the soils from here, go to the creek, and then over onto the other side of the area and work into here, and come into this little area in here. I think the pub is in that corner there, so there'll be a line cutting it off there. And so we'll have a look over there. We've got this big fault system coming through here. We've got some T-intersection faults in here and here. So they're ideal areas to run. We've got a farmhouse here, so we've got to be 100 metres away from the farmhouse, and that's right on the cultural boundary. So we've got plenty of area in here. That's about 1 kilometre. And then once we've got that, we'll start to do what they call a partial leach. And a partial leach basically leaches out all the elements in a cubic metre or half a cubic metre, and it gives us a good indication of actually how much contained gold there is and what the other elements are. So we've got that done, and basically continue our traverses across here if the soils and the other indicators look good.
Okay. So yeah, continuing to go across where you think that the trend could be, and this will help you build a better picture of where you can use the pathfinders and build a better picture of where you think the gold deposit could be.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And as you've said, and it is quite clear on that map there, it looks like you have a lot of open space to basically just carry on without upsetting anyone.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, south of the highway through here, in this little block area here, the red line is the outline of the tenement. So if we don't hit anything in this area here, we've got some. You can just see the gravity in the background here, and you can see the yellow creeping in here. All this area here, we can apply to do some work in there, and obviously we've got an unnamed shaft right beside us. So we suspect that area to the south would be another prospective area, but we've got much better information up here in the north. So we'll pursue that first because we've got plenty of gold hits in here and here, and some of the XRF is showing anomalies, and the structural geology from the gravity survey is showing us some ideal structures along here and here. So we really want to exploit that.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Was there some of the slides you had to show, or have you pretty much covered?
Yeah,
everything?
no, they're the main. They're all just basically.
Okay.
This is the paleo channel with the topographic lines, and that's the historical mine there, which was alluvial. So the source of the gold must have been coming up from here, whereas the old timers thought it was coming from down here. But once we checked around, we realised that it was there, and there's the road there with there's the edge of the drilling that we're doing before, and here's just the soil sampling, and the proposed area is the Black Cross hatching is where we're going to do the soil sampling, which is quite a significant amount of area, but it picks up these big fault structures in here, and there's a T intersection fault structure here. There's another one there, so and the road is there, so that'll be quite easy. And that's basically the work plan at the moment.
Okay. I wonder if you can just give investors an idea of the stage that AIS are at. Is it early stage? Is it slightly more advanced than early stage? And what are kind of where are you in the exploration journey here, and what people can look out for?
Normally, it takes 3 phases. So you basically do your geophysics and geochemistry, your soil sampling, then you start drilling, and usually, if you don't get any RC hits, like if we've got no gold at all going across there, we'd probably pack up and go home. But we've got some good hits, and we've got some good structures from the ground gravity, the geophysics we did. So now we've got to just extend across here and continue on. This was the best area from the ground gravity, and we did some great deep ground penetrating radar, which showed us some shapes. But we think we were just looking at the bottom of the Permian, not the top of the Ordovician. So that contact was a bit elusive, so we didn't pay too much attention to that. It gave us some guidance, but it didn't really say, look, there's your target. The soil sampling did give us our target, and here and here and here, and we wanted to go back a bit to run across, because the RC and the air core drilling is not that expensive. It's about $28 a metre. So doing 20 and 30 metre holes along here was fast and easy to do.
Okay.
So we're really in the second phase now of extending across and building our model further, in doing what they call stereo nets on some of the data here, but really we need to diamond drill and obviously do some deep diamond drilling around some of the targets once we've soil sampled across this area, because clearly that's sitting right on the edge. We've got some area there, and across the road we've got this area in here to review and have a look and see what's happening.
Okay. So continuing with the soil sampling and then looking to do some diamond drilling. Do you get any idea of timelines that people can maybe expect?
It's probably about a 3-month exercise by the time you get there, especially given the rain that's been happening at the moment. The ground isn't ideal, and we have the lambing season, so that should finish about mid to the end of July. we'll get back on the ground in August to sample, and then September we'll try and get the rig on board and start drilling.
Okay, well, September, that's not too long away. Maybe we can catch up again.
No, it's long.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can catch up again in the autumn there, because it's always an exciting point when the rig gets on site and the drills start turning. But thank you very much, Phil Thomas, the CEO there of AIS Resources, for giving us a better idea of what you're doing at the Fosterville Toolleen Gold Project and the work program planned.
Pleasure, Mark. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to this Stockbox interview. For more information, interviews and videos, visit our website at stockboxmedia.com or give us a follow on Twitter by searching @StockboxMedia.